This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today live from the field at the Las Coloradas Project is the CEO of my largest single personal silver holding, that is Kingsmen Resources. I'm talking with Mr. Scott Emerson. Scott, listen, I don't want to make light of the recent events in Mexico, but everybody's trying to get out. You rushed to get in. You are in the field. And look, can you provide some context and tell us where the heck you're at and what the heck you're doing with this helmet in the cave?
Sure. What I thought I'd do for your viewers today was go down one of the old workings that's on the site, and this is where we drilled the DBD zone, is what we call it. And I thought this would be an opportunity so that people can visualize, why I come up with that adage: the best place to find a mine is where there was one. And this just goes to show some of the old workings that the old miners did when they went and took the ore out of here. So that puts it into perspective. We're in Parral, as you know, Gerardo, and we're full steam ahead. We're here spotting holes today and tomorrow and the balance of the week to begin our second phase drill program.
No, listen, and again, I want to make sure that I'm clear because it's the elephant in the room right now. And what's happening in Mexico and the instability in the regions that are being affected, which I want to make clear are, far, far away from where the projects are, both Las Coloradas and Almoloya. But those events are very near and dear to me. My mom is dead smack in the middle of that zone, near Jalisco and Zacatecas. I have lots and lots of family near Zacatecas and Jalisco. So that is a volatile situation. It is a situation, unfortunately, that is not new to myself or people in the region. But look, Nick and I we do the weekly podcast, Bizarro World. And 2 weeks ago, we touched on the subject um, of instability in Mexico and how it's very local and how it's very regional. And you have to know that things change from town to town, municipality to municipality, and most definitely state to state. And fortunately, you're in a part of the country that has been unaffected. It's a mining district that has had years and years of production and exploration, fortunately, without incident. So I want to emphasize that to everyone that may have questions, because I know subscribers have reached out to me and said, "Hey, head out of there. Like, how worried should we be?" You should always take caution, but this region, there's a reason why Kingsman is my largest single personal silver holding, and that's because I have full faith in the area that's being operated in. Now, with that being said, listen, it was a lot of hard work by you, the team, and frankly, large shareholders that have been supportive since you had a $4 million market cap. You still only have a market cap of roughly $45 million with the recent pullback. 17 million of that is backed by cash right now. You have a silver gold district. You have a gold silver district. You're at Las Coloradas right now. Talk to me about 2026 because I cannot wait to get those drills turning, Scott.
Okay, so you touched on all the high points there, Gerardo. With I'm going to say selfishly, for any junior with 33 million shares out, a market cap, and $17 million in cash, you know, we originally said, or I did anyway, on air, that we were fully financed when we did our round in November, which we were. Then the opportunity came to capture some more capital. The cost of the capital to us as shareholders, was inexpensive in the sense that we only issued, 5 million shares or 4.8 million shares. So, one of the biggest worries for any president of any junior is the fact, the capital, when you can get it, how you get it. And we are now in a position to say it's full steam ahead, no pun intended there, to drill both of our projects. And the next year, when you talk about 2026, is going to be just that. It's drilling. And my thing is, the drill bit is what drives value in any junior. And hopefully we continue to get the hits that we've gotten to date, and I see no reason why not. Like I say here, I wanted to give your viewers a perspective of, what the old timers did, and we were
Mm.
able to open this up and get in here now, which again gives us a lot of good geological information. And it's just drilling. I mean, that's what we do, and that's why people like yourselves and the early investors, Jeff Phillips, Nick Hodge, all of you kind of stepped up here and got us to where we are, and that's drill.
Well, let's talk about the order of things. And again, I want to make sure that the audience is clear. The two projects, Las Coloradas is a silver project that has some gold kickers to it. And look, and there's some significant gold targets on Las Coloradas. Saddle being the one that has everyone excited. That will
Correct.
see drilling, is my understanding, correct?
That will see drilling. In fact, we're today, we've been to the saddle target. We've actually spotted our holes. We will be putting the drill platforms in place, and that will be part of this program.
Excellent. Almoloya is the twin opposite, right? If that makes any sense. It is a
It,
gold silver project with some compelling silver targets. That's also a past producing brownfields project that has seen drilling. We're not drilling blind on either of these projects. And I think a large
nope.
part of your early success with Las Coloradas was being able to get down there, see the structures, chase the veins, chase the mineralization, and get a lot of that really key geological information that helped you make the drilling more predictable. Tell me about Almoloya, because I think we all understand that with Las Coloradas, it's just a matter of adding up the ounces here in 2026. We have a pretty damn good idea of where things are going as it relates to the drilling that's happened thus far. The surprise is all to the upside, in my opinion, with the saddle target potentially emerging as a primarily gold silver target versus the silver gold stuff we've seen thus far. But Almoloya, I think rightfully so because of Las Coloradas, been more in the background. Talk to me about Almoloya and what makes that project so special.
So again, Gerardo, we talk about these fragmented districts that we put together, right? That was step number one. Step number two was acquiring all the historical data. So when we talk about Amaloya, we talk about companies, Kennecott, Anglo American, Grupo de Mexico. They were all there, but they were all there with small pieces of the district. We have that whole district now. And when you talk about, the drilling that's going to take place, Hemlo drilled 7 holes, RC holes, mind you, but shallow. We have the results of those holes. They're on our website. And we're talking, 6 meters of 10 grams, 5 meters of, 8.4 grams. That information in itself is invaluable in the sense that we're going to go right back to where they were.
Yeah,
They just poked shallow holes just to see what the structure was doing, but they had a limited claim. We now have that entire section. We've traced it for 1.5 kilometers. So logic is, why don't we go in there? Not are we going to drill the 50-meter holes because we've got shallow mineralization there at about 30 meters vertical depth.
sure.
We're going to sink some 150-meter holes in there. Our expectation is we should see what they saw and potentially better. Those were drilled in the 90s.
Yeah, I couldn't be more excited. Silver and gold prices obviously were nowhere near where they are today. I am notorious for being impatient, Scott. So I'm going to ask you the $1 million question. When do you anticipate we start seeing those drill bits turning?
So I'm going to tell you at the end of this quarter. So, end of March, we'll be here at Las Coloradas with the full crew, 24-hour a day or 24-hour shifts drilling here. I think Amaloy is going to be the second quarter of this year. We're going to get we're going to get the machine rolling here, one drill rig going to two, and then we'll have one drill rig at Amaloya. So again, to put it in perspective for your viewers and your listeners, and we didn't touch on this, our two projects are 30 kilometers apart from one another.
Yeah.
So accessibility is good. The infrastructure's there. I can go from here to Amaloya, in under 40 minutes. Yeah. So drill,
Excellent.
drill, drill.
Drill, baby, drill. And again, just to close out here, Scott, I want to make sure we emphasize zero problems for you flying in, zero problems flying out, zero problems getting to and from the two projects. All is normal where you are at, correct?
Yeah, and as unfortunate as those situations are, Gerardo, you said it perfectly in the sense that they're very localized.
Correct.
They're in certain regions. Those regions are notorious for, you know, issues.
Yeah.
We'll speak that way, but
Yeah.
again, where we are in the state of Chihuahua, it's mining friendly. I mean, again, we're at a very different climate, so to speak. We're
Sure.
not green and trees and whatnot. This is very much like Arizona for your listeners in the U.S. It's very dry, deserty almost. So yes, the unfortunate part is
Yeah.
the media tends to
Yeah, the media is going to
emphasize.
media, and definitely it's a hotbed where it's at, but where it's at is not where you're at, and that's a good thing for us shareholders, and definitely for you and the local populace. Scott, 2 districts will get drilled in the first half of this year. I couldn't be more excited. You're cashed up. You don't need to go to the market. I know there's a fund that is near done selling some shares that they acquired here recently. I wish them the best, but I think for us that are holding long and strong, it's going to be a year that compensates us pretty well, on top of already being compensated pretty well from the initial transactions.
Oh, we're back.
There you are. You froze on
Oh,
me for a little bit. That's how you know we're live,
sorry.
folks.
The technology in this day and age has just gotten so much better, but at certain times there are glitches. So,
No, no worries.
I always say to people, I'm in the field. I typically can get back to you, but sometimes, as we just experienced, there's little glitches that occur.
Well, that's how you know it's live. Look, just to close out, Scott, want to thank you for your time, and
Thank you.
I can't wait to get specifics on the targets that you're drilling. We know Saddle will be drilled. We know the other targets that'll get followed up on, but I do want to see specifics as to the scale of the system that's going to be tested, because I think 2026 presents a really compelling opportunity to add a lot of ounces here, and really make it an attractive takeout target before year end, just on Las Coloradas, let alone on Almoloya, which we'll give more attention to as we get into the second quarter.
Correct. Thanks, Gerardo. Thanks for your time, and we'll be in touch and look forward to sharing some news when I get back. Once these targets are finalized, we'll get that out into the marketplace, and we'll do a lot of talking about the drilling that's about to happen.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it. I'll let you get back to it.
Okay, thanks, Gerardo.
Cheers. Hey everybody, Gerardo Del Real here. If you're enjoying the content that you just saw, you can let us know in 3 simple steps. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please share across your network and on social media. Take care, everybody.